2024 has just started and already we have a whole stack of Switch visual novels that are stated to come out this year, from new releases to long-awaited ports to previously digital-only titles getting physical releases. This list, even just within the next couple of months, is insane to look at and holds a little something for everyone to anticipate. 2023 already gave us a lot of amazing visual novel content, but what can we expect in 2024? Let's take a look and see what we've got to look forward to. This video was written by the lovely Katie Pajamas. She helped me out so much on VN Paradise, and now welcome to the big time. Please go follow her Twitter with the links down below. Anyways, let's take a look. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy is probably already out at the time this video goes out. This is adding another to the growing collection of Ace Attorney games coming to the Switch. We had the original trilogy, we had the Great Ace Attorney duology, now we've got Apollo Justice. This trilogy, set to drop on the system like right now, follows the famous Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright and also features his new apprentice Apollo Justice. This trilogy will contain Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, its sequels Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, and will feature the usual trial and case solving shenanigans that the series is famous for. While Apollo Justice Ace Attorney did previously get a physical release in the West on the Nintendo DS back in 2008, the following two, Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, were never given a physical release outside of Japan and only survived digitally on the 3DS eShop. And since we all know what happened to the 3DS eShop last year, may you rest in peace, this trilogy is a welcome addition to the system. This is releasing physically everywhere except in Europe, so if you're in Europe, you probably want to purchase it. Speaking of which, if you want to purchase any of the games in this list, you want to get your pre-orders in, then please check the links in the description. You'll find links for both Video Games Plus and Play Asia. VGP is a Canadian website. They have really good prices in cheap Canadian money. They have good shipping to the US and free worldwide shipping if you spend over 80 Canadian dollars, which is only about 60 US dollars. It's like one game or two at the most. You get free shipping. Plus, if you purchase from VGP, you will be put into a draw to win a $10 discount coupon every week. And also Play Asia, if you want to import some of the games that are only releasing in Asia or Japan but do have English, I will mention that by the way, then check those links as well. You can get 5% off with our current discount code SWTV23, although that's going to run out very soon and will be superseded by Jordan 24. Just remember that, okay? Saint Maker is from Yang Mobile and it's actually already available on the Switch, but only digitally. Luckily, our friends over at East Asia Soft have stepped in to give us a physical release of this one, which doesn't have an estimated shipping date yet, but is up for pre-order on Play Asia. Brought to us by the same developer who made Love Esquire and The Letter, both also previously released physically by East Asia Soft, Saint Maker follows a horror story with religious overtones. It features a full voice cast for its characters and also some pretty creepy visuals, so if you're into horror, this one might be for you. Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world, love for those clothes of desire, is based off an anime of the same name. This is an isekai visual novel and the first of two existing Konosuba games to be localized in the West. It also appears to be not only a visual novel, but also a waifu manager that gives you the chance to create new outfits, fill out a weekly planner for each character to earn funds and resources to work towards new clothing, and experience special dress-up CGs for all the ladies. It seems to be a fun one and hopefully spells the eventual localization of the dungeon crawler from the same series, making its way over in the future. Look forward to enjoying all the waifu mischief in early February when this one drops physically. I will have a video over on Physical Paradise around that time. One that I have personally been anticipating since I love the rest of the series so much is Spirit Hunter Death Mark II, the newest entry in the Spirit Hunter series. Following Kazuo Yashiki, the protagonist from the first game, you are tasked with joining a prestigious school as a teacher to investigate a series of horrific spiritual incidents that occur every decade. Featuring creepy spirits that will attack you at potentially every turn, choices that can spell life and death, as well as a new side view perspective as opposed to the first game's dungeon crawler-esque movement, this is sure to be another great entry in the series and could make potentially the perfect, slightly late Valentine's Day gift, seeing as it's coming out on February 15th. Treat your lover to this one. Developed by Key, the company behind some of the most famous and beloved visual novels of all time, Lunaria, Virtualized Moonchild will be coming to the Switch in late February. Previously only released in Japan in late 2021, it's also receiving an overseas physical only release, but it will have English and can be pre-ordered through PlayAsia. The story is featured in the style of a kinetic visual novel, i.e. featuring no choices, and follows a high school student who is obsessed with virtual reality racing in a game called Sky Out. Whilst wandering around in one of the game's many servers, he meets an AI avatar named Luna Q, whose main goal is to see the Earth. Considering how emotional Key's visual novels usually are, leaving many a feeling, I would expect this one to be the same way, so if you want a good cry, this could be the one for you. Sympathy Kiss will see a physical release in the West on the Switch on February 27th. Brought to us by both the director and artist from other famous otome, Lover Pretend, you join protagonists and new fashion designer Akari Amasawa as she is tasked with the difficult job of bringing her company's failing app back from the brink of closure. Featuring 6 romanceable characters, Sympathy Kiss looks to be another solid otome with gorgeous art and a variety of features tailored to the game and its story, and also a perfect way to run out the month. Of the Red, the Light, and the Ayakashi Tsuzuri is a visual novel with a long history that started upon its first initial release and iteration in 2011. In 2014, it was re-released for PSP, and now, 2024, on the Nintendo Switch. We are seeing an overseas multi-language physical release on February 29th. The Leap Year. We follow the story of Yue, who was born and raised in a mountain shrine in a small town. As he grows older, he attends a local festival and finally sees the world outside of his shrine for the first time, even though he's forbidden to do so. Following this, Yue discovers what he's done and how much trouble he may have caused. The game itself has some gorgeous looking art and is yet another that adds to the growing pile of amazing VNs coming out this year. Opus Echo of Starsong Full Bloom Edition is already out digitally but is getting a physical release this year. The date keeps shifting around, so it may be out already or you may have to wait a few weeks. It's the latest in the Opus series of games and is a visual novel adventure game where you join Ida and her mysterious ability to hear star songs. Instead of the game being strictly a visual novel, Echoes of Starsong mixes in space navigation, puzzles, and location exploration to progress the story. The game's initial release was met with overwhelmingly positive reviews, so this is a physical that was a long time coming and one that will definitely be worth picking up. Have you ever wondered what life is like at a cafe full of girls that are also part cats? No? Well, me neither, but just in case, Amairo Chocolate has got you covered. Available for pre-order on PlayAsia with English language on the cartridge, this cute visual novel is one for those looking for a sweet slice of life romance. You fill the shoes of a boy that is considered special since he can see something that normal people can't. The fact that the cafe is run by cat girls, and since he tells them that he can see them, he's now roped into working with them whether he likes it or not to help preserve their secret. Look to join him in this nonsense when this one releases on March 28th. 2 VN classics that truly need no introduction, Muv-Luv and Muv Luv Alternative, will be dropping on the Switch in late March. Pick this one up to join the story of Takeru in Muv-Luv, who is your average high school student, and his whirlwind introduction to Maya, who claims that she is his true destiny. There's also the girl next door, Sumika, who's been his friend since childhood, but could she be something more? Following this up with Muv-Luv Alternative, which takes a different turn but keeps the story going. It also, luckily, is getting a Switch physical release available for pre-order right now at PlayAsia with English, but this one is going to be a tad more expensive than the others on this list. The only version that's available physically is called the 20th Odyssey Box Limited Edition and is like $250. The box, in addition to the game, will also include a mug and several other goodies as well, so if you're a Muv-Luv fan, this is a grab for you if you can afford it. To join another of the amazing growing library of otomes on the Switch, Sengoku Struggle Stray Side is being localized in the West by Axis and is set to release in April. An agreement between the Hell and Heaven realm has completely converted a city into a local attraction where those alive can mingle with the dead, but as usual, something goes wrong and Hell donated a few too many people to the land of the living in the form of a prison breakout. This is where our heroine Rin comes in as she is tasked by her father to track down these prisoners. There are more twists that tie into the story, so it sounds like it's going to be one worth checking out when it drops. It doesn't have an exact release date as of yet, but look forward to it sometime this year. Another upcoming release in the month of April is Hatsumira from the Future Undying, one that has simultaneously the most bizarre and interesting story I've seen yet. Mimori Ichiro, a kamikaze pilot during the Pacific War, is about to attack an enemy warship when he instead finds himself in the middle of nowhere in a desert he's never seen before. But magically, he's rescued by a princess, and not just any princess, but one that can turn into a dragon. While all of this is crazy and curious sounding, it sets the premise for a story about a man that just wants to go home. It's available physically on PlayAsia with English and is planned to release in April. A more recent announcement, but one that is long awaited, is Hakouki Chronicles of Wind and Blossom. East Asia Soft just put up the legendary visual novel up for pre-order earlier this month, and it contains a remastered compilation of Hakouki Edo Blossoms and Kyoto Winds. Chizuru, our heroine, while looking for her missing father, is completely engulfed in the world of the warriors of the Shinsengumi. And during these two games, you'll be given the choice of 12 different bachelors, an incredibly overwhelming but wonderful number, and have the experience of now playing the definitive edition of these games on the Switch. It's estimated to have a release date in the middle of this year. Pre-order it from PlayAsia right now. My most personal anticipated release for this year is the fan-disc follow-up to the otome Cupid Parasite. We have a sweet and spicy darling dropping in June to make the summer a little hotter. Finally being localized for the West enjoyment, we will be returning to the city of Lost York and our heroine Cupid and her life with different romances she encountered in the first game, and maybe someone new. Idea Factory will be releasing a limited edition for this game as well, so if you're excited for this one to come out as I am at the end of June, definitely be on the lookout for when pre-orders go up. The last and most certainly not least, we have the highly anticipated release of Type Moon's Tsukihime, a piece of Blue Moon Grass, also due to drop in June this year. Originally released in Japan in 2021, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon is actually the first part of a remake that focuses specifically on the near side stories within the game and comes with both updated art and reworked story from the original release of Tsukihime back in December 2000, and this is the first time it's ever been released out of Japan. It follows the protagonist Shikitono, who after being sent to live with a relative after a bad injury as a child, is called back to his family's mansion after his father's death. While not finding himself in love with a life of luxury, he is instead pulled into his old memories as time passes, and from there, who knows what could happen next. Look forward to this legendary release this summer. All in all, a lot of incredible visual novels dropping this year, and that's like only the first half, so who knows what's coming out in the second half of the year. And just one more time, if you want to purchase any of these releases, you want to pre-order them, then please check the links below. Thank you for your support, and thanks to Katie Pajamas for writing this. Once again, go check her out on Twitter, or is it called X, down below.